Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Mischief, where I talk about my favorite thing in the entire world, goddamn cryptocurrency. That's right. Let me know if I'm coming across loud and clear. I'm back in my studio. Summer is over, finally. And I've had to plug everything back in. So let me know that it's all loud and clear, please, and then we'll get started. See if we've got anyone in the comment. Got lots of comments in the chat. All about Pulse Chain. No, it's all about Sui. Sui. Pulse Chain's cool, but I like Sui more. But I do want one of those Pulse Chain iPads for sure. We are live. Yes, Gordon, Axel, we are live. Gordon is one of our Sui Trump ambassadors. Welcome to the stream. We have Kyle's Coins from Aqua. He's here. Good morning. We have Donnie from those NFTs, which everybody wants on Sui. That's right. We have Colin Perez. Good morning, from the Sui Dex team. We have Benny Boy. Good morning. We have the Crypto Arborist from the tremendous Tree Token. We have Jimmy Jiang, my friend. Good morning, Jimmy. He also lives in China. We're going to go for a beer soon, Jimmy. We have Richard. That's my name. Good morning. I will have to catch replay appointments soon. Excited to see the alpha. Very nice Sui Trump avatar there on Richard. Nice to see. We are building a cult. Yes, we are. Did I miss it? No, Colin, it's happening right now. Jeripto, I'm here. Damn it. Good and good. Loud and clear. Sounds good. Crypto Aaron from Blue and MSS and Book of Binance and Bond Money. He's got many hats. Also here. Nice to see you, Aaron. Welcome, boss. Hey, we have Mats. We have Brett Hartman ready for the alpha. We have Sui Trump is the future from Captain Ron. Everyone's here. Let's hear some good news. And oh, never knew it was live already. Yeah, good. All right. Lots of comments to catch up on. So we're supposed to be live on X with the spaces, but can't get through to Mr. Furley Wise Degen. So I'm waiting for him as well. Once that starts, we will also head over there and see what's happening. But for now, oh, it's live. Great. Let me join in. Well, that's good news. No, that's me. No, he's not live. Sui Builders, Richie Mischief, no, he's not. So Wise Degen has disappeared in some strange reason. I'm not sure why. But before that, we have we can do some updates anyway. What's going on with Sui Dex, when launch, and where are we? What's going on with the audits and raffles and giveaways and all those fun things. So let me just get that set as well. We need to go to this one. Oh, I forgot to set up the sound thing. Technology. Okay, we should be good now. Right, so where to begin? First, let's go straight to Sui Dex, and we will talk about that first. Easiest way. Oh, where am I? I'm trying to get used to this again. It's been a while. There we go. Right, Sui Dex. So Sui Dex updates are that we have been intensively testing all of the changes which we made from our first hacking proof audit, while also going through a second one. And we are now, why not CC? Where's, I don't know, what's CC mean? Who's CC? Should I know about him, her? Where's the sign language? Yeah. Very good. We've been extensively testing again and again and again Sui Dex while the audits, second hack proof audit's been going through, and we did come across a couple, not errors, but optimization issues, which we've been working to go through and fix. Basically, we changed our server from Amazon to Google Cloud because I was getting a bill of $90 a day using AWS for some weird reason. But we changed to Google Cloud, and it's much cheaper to run because as much as I love Sui and Sui Dex, I don't want to pay $90 a day to run a website. That is insane. So we changed all that. Do you want me to call Mr. Furley and wake him up? Possibly, but he's an AI. He doesn't sleep. So he must be doing something else. Right. So what we've been doing is running through everything. So because you're on live, right? So there's 57 people watch. I'm going to show you some alpha. So we're running at the moment with our own test Sui and USDC on the thing. We've loaded up all of our test tokens for what we want to launch with. Here you can see, for example, here we have Aquashock, we have XBTC, we have USDTs, we have some toilet, we have stake Sui, right? Just to make pairs. These are the pairs that I also want to launch reward pools with, okay? And then, of course, we can come to pool and we can form them in liquidity on the pool page. And then from there, we can go into the farm and start to farm inside of SuiDex, right? Earning your victory coin. So a couple issues we fixed. This one took all night. I've actually only had like 4 hours sleep, which is great. What was happening is because Sui is annoying. I don't know if you try to build on Sui. It puts everything as an object. So even in a yield farm, for example, if you make multiple LP coins or LP positions, what it wants to do is keep them as objects, not as grouping them together like it would in EVM, meaning that everything's being put in as individual, as you can see here. So we'd have to update the website to group things. So now you can see we have Sui Trump test, Sui Trump Sui, we have USDT, USDC, we have USDC and Sui positions here. They are farming and I'm earning myself victory rewards. So that's all working perfectly fine and all good. And also Token Locker is working just dandy as well. As you can see here, I have a bunch open. We have 1 week, 3 years, 1 year, 3 months, 1 week. So everything's looking good. Everything's looking great for getting going with this. I am waiting on 2 confirmations from the team about 2 issues which we need to work through before we set the launch timer. And the 2 issues are, the first one is to do with APRs. Of course, APRs. APRs are very important. We need to have extremely high APRs on launch, but also really stable APRs going forward for our 3-year plan, right? To do that, this has already been done and done again and done again. You can see, for example, so we've gone through essentially every single pool and a reserve for adding new pools and what the APRs and emission will look like over a 3-year span. This is also for the locker and for single emission of single stake coins, 3-year calculations of how things would work. Okay, so this is all finished and done. And then we thought, well, what's the easiest way to manage all this and watch all over? So we decided also to make this. So this is pretty cool. This is our admin portal. So this is our way of setting up a multi-sig with the contracts for SuiDex so that we're never vulnerable to any kind of exploitation or anything. So this is also what we made. From this, we can overview the entire site and the TVL. This is a test site, for example. We're running test coins on it. It's going to be showing how many pools we have running at the moment. If the system is healthy or not, then we can also monitor pool management as well. We can see how many pools, which pools we've set up at the moment for this. Then we can also go to monitoring and we can monitor each and every DEX event, farm event, token locker event, vault event, and emission event that's happening as we move through epochs and things, just so that it's extremely simple for us to see if there's anything that's not right about the DEX as we're running forward. Here is the token control of victory, so we can always see what's going on with it. Where is the victory, how it's going? And of course, important for that is also the emission of how much is being emitted of victory. So at the moment, we're running another test phase. This is week 16 we've run through. It's like a sped up test phase. You can see like week 16, how many victories coming out every second, how much is emitted, how much is remaining in the balance of victory, right? We have DEX Factory, which is for setting up new pools as well. So all of this is really important. So we've also made this so that myself and our main move dev and Crypto Michael can all engage with this to improve the farm, set up on multi-sig so that when one person wants to make a change, it needs to be confirmed by 2 people of the 3 people who have the access to it, to the contract, which just essentially means that we have top security going forward. Really important in my opinion, because too many times mistakes have been made in running yield farms where they have no idea what's going on with the token emission, right? Which could be a problem, because then they're like, oh no, there's so many tokens being minted, we don't know why. Or of course being hacked, or not knowing, not being able to add new pools. Like, there's so many things that can go wrong. So we've just made sure that everything that we want to do in the next 3 years is we're able to do it and do it safely. So that's all set up as well. So the last things we need to fix are, we are having an issue with APR. It's not high enough, in my opinion. So we are tweaking that continuously. We're running another test today on the APR. And we also need to fix a small issue with Sui object again, which has nothing to do with the contract. It's UI. So we have some UI things that we're tweaking. So that's where we are. As soon as these are done, we will be setting the timer. I want to say it's going to be done in days, because it should be done in days, in my opinion. So that's where we are with SuiDex. We're very close to launch. Unfortunately, the market looks absolutely crap. You know, Jesus Christ. Again, Bitcoin has lost $110,000. Dun, 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 dun. Ethereum has lost $4,000. Dun, 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 dun. Oh dear. Sui, where's Sui gone down to then? Oh no. Sui is it's held $3. All right. Good. Okay, so Sui needs to hold $3. That's very important. If it can, then we are going to be good for a bounce back up to $4, I think. This is just a minor road bump in the road to all-time highs across the board. I really believe that the bull run is not over. We are continuing to go, right? Yeah, exactly. It's just a small road bump. Don't worry, Cow's Coin. We're going to go back up. Yeah, so I wanted to get everything done by the end of our hack and proof second thing, but as always with developers and UI guys talking to contract guys and contract guys talking to backend guys, they seem to really take some time. As you know, project manager for this, I'm very active testing the sites once they're all up. But in terms of setting up the website, interacting with the contract on Sui, I wouldn't say I'm professionally enough or versed enough on Sui code language to be able to do that well. So that's why we have a team of 6 people working on this. Yeah, so if we come to Hack and Proof, there's another update. So we did just finish this one. The SuiDex SC Dual Defense Audit. Hack and Proof are the official recommended auditors for the Sui network. That's why we went through them. This is our dual defense. So it's also triaged by Spywolf and also gone through them. So we only had 19 hack attempts over the 25 days, which is brilliant. Our first one had hundreds, to put that into comparison of how solid our contracts are. From all 19 of these reports, I, in my opinion, don't think any of them were critical, and we are good to go. They did find some other small things which were really handy actually, but I don't think there was anything critical that was found. But Hack and Proof may disagree, but in our eyes as a team, we're good. We're good to launch contract-wise. And we wait for Hack and Proof's report, but I'm not letting their report delay the process of launching, because they can take their sweet time about it. But they gave all reports. We spoke through every single one of them in the group. And in my opinion, and our team's opinion as well, there wasn't anything that we would put as a critical error or anything that's really an error at all from this. So really happy with how that came out, which is awesome to see as well. So basically, we're waiting on 2 things to be resolved on SuiDex before we launch. Me and Michael saying, yes, these APRs are exactly what we're looking for. For example, if there's a pool, let me explain. If we go to farms, right? This is a back-end issue, actually. This is nothing to do with contract. So say we take this pool, right? Test Sui USDC. Let's go in here, right? So we're judging from the admin portal. We are in week 16 of running this, right? So the yield, of course, will not be insanely high, but should be quite high still, as in the what is it, USDC should be 80 to 120% APR. But you can see here we are sitting 0.65% APR. This is wrong, which means that the tokens being fed from the master chef coming into the farm pair are not the correct amount. And I think it's a decimal issue, so we're testing that today. Basically, there's not enough zeros in the emission that we put out because our maths is sound. So that's essentially the last thing we're testing here. And it could either be the backend data is not reading the amount of tokens correctly, which then means that they're not calculating the right APR for people to see. Because who would go in a pool that's paying 0.6% APR? Nobody. And is the pool actually paying the 0.6% APR, or is the backend miscalculating? Is the master chef sending them to the wrong place? Like, this is what we've been going through again and again until we get it perfect. So this is essentially the last step that we have to make before we get ready for launch. So that's it. That's what we're testing. As soon as we get the green light on that, then we are good to go, essentially. Any alpha on what tokens we should be stacking for high APR besides Sui and Sui Trump, of course. Yep, because you're all here, let me give you some alpha. So I want to launch Sui decks with chosen liquidity pairs, which I think are my favorite coins, which are on Sui network. And as we go through phases, because Sui decks go through phases, right? Because it goes through phases, then we know how much allocation gets sent, right, to each token. And as we go through phases, we can also add new pools and new reward pools for new tokens as we go. It's important to run a DEX in a way that we want to get maximum liquidity. So we don't want to launch with too many pairs. For launch day, we're going to be launching, I think, with 11 LP pools, which will be for rewards. We will have 3 of them are for meme coins. We will have a lot of them for blue chips as well, and also for LSD tokens as well. So some things that you will be able to do are you will be able to take Sui. So we'll go to Sui. You'll be able to take ST Sui. You'll be able to make a pool with these and put them into the farm to earn APR. What does that mean? That means because Stake Sui is a liquid staking derivative token of Sui. So that means that they're always going to be the price of 1 Sui, right? Just like ETHFi is 1 ETH, right? ST Solana, or what's it called again? The Solana one. There are many of them, liquid staking tokens. So the benefit of this is that when you pair an LP with it, there's no impermanent loss, or very minimal impermanent loss, because they're staying almost at the same price. Essentially, they're pegged to each other, meaning that you're farming with the power of the Sui coin, but in liquidity with it, and you're earning victory coin. So we've got a couple of these. We will also be using Bitcoin. So we'll have wrap Bitcoin with XBTC. These are both priced at the price of 1 Bitcoin. So you'll be able to farm with that as well, with whatever amount you want. If you want to farm with like 0.01 Bitcoin, you can do that. If you want to farm with 100 Bitcoins, then you would also need 100 XBTC to farm as well in the liquidity pool, right? Same benefit, that you're basically farming with the power of Bitcoin and you're not losing any impermanent loss. So this is really great for people who want to farm stably over the long term, and they want to get the best from their assets. And eventually, of course, Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million and $2 million, and then you're going to really eat. Then you'll be able to unstake your Bitcoins and then unpair them, and you'll have the same amount of assets as you put in initially, if XBTC always stays on one Bitcoin. Wrap Bitcoin always does, as we know. So there is risk, but very minimal risk with these kind of assets. And of course, we will have stablecoin pair of USDT and USDC. These are the coins that you can pair up 2 stables, put them in LP, and go. We will also have Sui and USDC, of course, because that's a great pair as well. This will be 50-50 as well. So if the current price of Sui being $3 something, if you put in 1 Sui, you'd have to put in $3.20, right? And scale it up from there. Always 50-50. This works really well. It's kind of like a shield, right? So it's shielding you from the downward possibility of Sui going down, because a lot of people, think the bear market might come eventually. When the bear market comes, your USDC will guard your Sui. But in a bull market, when Sui is going high in price, then you might want to pair up in the Sui to stake Sui pool, but you're going to get very high APR in Sui USDC, because we want to incentivize people to be putting LP of Sui and USDC into Sui DEX, so that people can swap Sui for USDC. And they can also swap many other coins for Sui or for USDC if we have a lot of liquidity in this. So Sui USDC is going to have very high liquidity. Other coins, so that brings we will also have Walrus in the farm. We'll have a Walrus and Sui pair. This is our bull market pair for sure, because Walrus is a protocol very closely tied to Sui. They're both created by Mistin Labs, and Walrus is a data storage layer on the Sui chain. We could have used that actually, but we decided to go with Google for now. And they are growing the narrative of Sui being the place to be, and the place that the most forward-thinking, easy-to-use blockchain in the world. If Sui succeeds, Walrus succeeds. That means that if Sui goes up in price, Walrus goes up in price. If Sui goes down in price, Walrus goes down in price. So for example, today, Sui is down 2.8%, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 4.9045%. Okay, so Sui's down 5% today. If we come into Sui ecosystem, then we shall see that Walrus is down 2%. So they are quite well correlated in their going up and they're going down. Sudong up 26%. Wonder why. Anyway, coming back to the pool. So those for blue chips, that's pretty much the blue chips, I believe. Did I miss any? No. And that brings us to a launch pairs for memes, right? So for memes, we want to be rolling out a lot more memes as we keep going. Of course, we will have the core native tokens as well with Victory Coin. So you're going to be able to pair up Sui and Victory, and you're going to be able to pair up USDC and Victory. These are both going to be the highest paying pools, because of course we want people to stake Victory. We want high liquidity with Victory. It is the governance and emission coin, reward coin, and the big victorious coin of Sui DEX. Coming in third, though, for emissions, of course, is going to very close behind, is going to be Sui Trump. So Sui Trump is going to be the third most powerful pair in the Sui DEX. It is going to be paired with Sui for now. In the bear market, we'll open up a Sui Trump and Sui Trump USDC pool, but at the moment we don't need USDC. We want the power of Sui. Once the bear market does trigger, then we'll swap that into also Sui Trump USDC pool, which will give us more token pairing with USDC, which will shield us in the bear market, meaning that we will have less bleeding as the whole market destroys itself and everyone goes on a holiday with all their bull market profit. Then that brings us only to the memes, which we are going to launch with. So yeah, bear with me, because I know there's also a lot of people even watching the stream who also want to get themselves a reward pool on Sui DEX. But like I said, we need to first focus on building the largest amount of liquidity in a small pool set, so that as we build larger liquidity, we can add more pools. We don't like, it's like going into a shop and wanting, say you want to buy a packet of cookies, but then you go to the cookie aisle, because every shop has a cookie aisle, and you just notice that they have thousands of cookies, and you're like, I don't know which one to buy today. I guess I'll get this one. The next day, you're probably not going to get the same pack of cookies, right? So by having less choice, then people go in heavier into less pools, meaning that we have thicker liquidity in those designed assets. For example, like I said, we want to have large liquidity in Sui Trump. We want to have large liquidity Sui USDC. We want to have large Bitcoin liquidity. We want to have large staked Sui and Sui liquidity. And that's because we really need to attract, the whales. And the whales will only come if the liquidity is thick. and they can make whale trades. If we have too diverse a selection of pools on launch, too many reward pools, one, it's going to be a bit of a stress test for a launch of the yield farm, which I don't want to do. I want everything to work perfectly, which means we pick 11 pools and then we start growing out as weeks pass by. So even in week 2, so we're starting week 1, right? We have 4 weeks of fixed victory rewards called bootstrap, which means that we're not going to be reducing the victory rewards for 4 weeks after launch, right? So on week 2, week 3, week 4, we will be adding new reward pools, right? The ones I want to start with, these are also pending the final, I guess, confirmation from the teams, which I'm waiting for example, first one, let's go into it and let's see. So first one would be Sui with toilet, right? Because I like toilet, right? So this is still pending confirmation because we haven't signed the handshake. The golden handshake has not happened yet. I've been waiting for a call. This call still hasn't come. To be honest, if I don't get the call before launch, then we could easily change this partner out and put in a new one. So in terms of buying this now, just to get ready for the farm, I would be cautious until I announce it because, yeah, we haven't yet. One we have that is decided, and yes, we're good to go, is Shock. Aquashock. Aquashock is quite an old token on Sui now. It started around about the same time as Sui Trump. It's around about $100,000 market cap at the moment, very small market cap. And the developer is great, and he has been present, active, and going on Sui network for almost a year with his coin. That's why Andy's a good friend of mine, which is why we'll want to give him a reward pool and pump the shock, right? And I wanted to choose one large cap, which is Blub. So Blub is large cap meme coin, top 5 meme coin on Sui, I'm sure. And I do have a line of communication with them. I've informed them what I'm wanting to do. I don't really, I'm not really sure if we're going to get the full, co-partnership, co-announcement and things, but that's what I'm working on. I have been talking with them about it, but I'll go ahead either way because it is one of the larger market cap coins on Sui. If we check where it is on Sui, Blub. Sure, everyone knows Blub. Yeah, it's here, a $4 million market cap coin, which means that we will bring in significant liquidity and fees into Sui DEX, right? Because fees are important because they pay the victory stakers. So this is Blub, which I'm looking at getting into. Blub all-time market cap was very high. All-time market cap was 76 million back in October. That's how, that's where we are with Sui, right? We are very much in the low stages, Back in November, this is where Sui Trump launched. Blub was at 80 million, and today it's at 4.5 million. Put that into context for what could happen once Sui gets its next run, right? This is essentially the time when you should be thinking about buying into core Sui ecosystem projects that you really believe that are going to take off. Because believe me, not financial advice, of course. None of this is, but I believe that the Sui ecosystem will take off like hell. So beyond that, we will then every week be launching new pools. I want to try and launch one meme every week coming out of that for week 2, week 3, week 4, while we're having the bootstrap paired with probably a blue chip token as well. So memes I don't want to announce because memes are really vulnerable to price manipulation on Sui because liquidity isn't as high as other places and market caps can be quite small, meaning that if I say a token's name, then it's going to get probably pumped. We saw that with Aquashock, actually, where I was in the Sui DEX Telegram. So we come to Dex Screener. Yeah, I was in the, let's check out Aquashock. Aquashock. Shock to the system. Oh, it's just called Shock. If you want to find it, call it Shock. Yeah, so I was in this Sui DEX Telegram the other day, and yeah, on the 13th of September, and I said, yeah, I want to put shock in Sui Dex, and it ran from, yeah, it ran a 2x in the space of 1 day. Because I said, yeah, I'm pretty interested in getting AquaShock in, right? That's when it ran up to $120, I think, $1,000. So a 3x in, yeah, 1 day after I mentioned shock, right? So yeah, we can pump the shock, definitely. The thing is, you know, so what I'm saying there is, if I mention a coin that I plan on putting into Sui Dex, it's unfair in a way to the larger Sui Dex community, but not really, because this is kind of a Sui Dex stream. So then it's fair enough, right? If you're here, you're present, and you're online, then I say something that's going to happen, then you're going to get the alpha. So I think that's okay. But because the liquidity can be quite low in the memes, it means they're going to go up extremely high. And what if I'm not actually going to be putting it in? This one I am. Don't get me wrong. I am going to put AquaShock in the farm. But what if I jump the gun and I say, oh, week 2, we're going to add this coin, right? And then I change my mind, because I could change my mind, right? You know, then why would and then everyone buys the coin, and then other people dump the coin, or old holders dump the coin, and then you lose money, and then actually I don't add it into the farm, and then, you know, it could be really messy. So I only want to announce the other ones when we are moving forward with it. And even some of them, like I said, they're like Toilet. We don't have the arrangement set up yet. They're quite hard to organize. That I want to co-market with them to give them a reward pool, because tokens get a lot from having reward pools on Sui Dex. Loads. They get added liquidity. It's not like we're taking liquidity away from anywhere else. People are getting additional liquidity, which gives their token even stronger price performance from lowering down from sells. They also get continued passive income rewards in Victory token for staking into Sui Dex, and they get to be seen on Sui Dex. They get other project communities which are coming to Sui Dex to farm their tokens. They're going to see these other options of other projects which they might start researching. So it is a great advertising for any token developer. The work I had to put in to get Cetus verified on, not to get Sui Trump verified on Cetus, that was weeks of bothering them. I had to put in $30,000 of liquidity for my own money just for them to give me the Sui Trump picture on Cetus, right? Because I wanted that exposure. What we want to get to with Sui Dex is the same kind of thing. So we really want to launch with token partners for meme coins, which are going to be working with us and understand the potential of what we have to offer. So some of these could change. That's why you need to be careful with the tokens you buy. But I can definitely guarantee you that Sui Trump is going to have the 3rd highest emission, just behind Victory, and we will have Shock in there as well, probably Blub as well, unless one of these other top market cap coins does, pique my interest more. But at the moment, it's Blub. I'm a Blub boy. I'm a Blubby. Yeah. Right. So let's check if Mr. Furley is in the house or not. Any news on Mr. Furley? And if you have any questions about tokens, then let me know. Adding a token as well, really easy. But if there's no questions about that, let's see. Is Mr. Furley there? No, Mr. Furley. Very strange. Wonder what happened to him. Poor Mr. Furley. No, he's still not there. Well, anyway, we can continue on then. So we've been live for 34 minutes. We've been talking about Sui Dex. We might as well talk a little bit about Sui Trump then. Right. Right, so the importance about Sui Trump, right? So this is the Sui Trump chart in USDC. As you can see, as Sui is falling in price, we're only tied with Sui at the moment in liquidity. So as the price of Sui is coming down in USDC value, of course, the price of Sui Trump is as well. If we switch to the price of Sui Trump and Sui, you're going to see something interesting, that we are not bleeding nearly as much, because in comparison to the Sui price, Sui Trump is doing quite well. We, of course, pumped quite large. We came from back the 1st of August, and we went up 4x just then from the 1st of August to the 3rd of September. So that's a month of going 4x. And since then, we've of course retraced even against the price of Sui. But yeah, again, if you compare the Sui Trump to Sui price or the Sui Trump to USD price, you can see the difference there is that we're holding quite strong with the price of Sui, right? Which is awesome, right? Kyle Coin says he's trying to contact him now. Yeah, we're trying to find Mr. Furley. Kyle Coin, by the way, is the developer of. Let me see if I can find the Moonbags, yeah, of Aquacoin. Give you a shout out. Still bonding, I believe. Still holding. It's still bonding. Bonding at the moment, of course. When you see the all-time Sui price, the Sui price going down over the past month, bonding can be quite tricky in this kind of atmosphere. But I've known coins which have taken ages to bond, and then finally they do, and they rocket. So this is Aqua here on Sui. Yeah, $15,000 market cap, still in the bonding process, halfway there to bonding, all over on Moonbags. I have a bag. Where's my wallet? Show my bag. Connect wallet. Come on, Slush, do your thing. Sign this message and verify. Oh, there it is. Sign. Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, I have a bag. It's in staking. I have 13 million Aqua sitting in staking. I'm waiting for explosion of this. I have some Sui to reward. I have 0.1 Sui. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Aqua, I think once the Sui price starts to recover fast and then more volume returns to Sui, then coins like this, right? If you look at this chart, right, for Aqua, pretty good actually. So it began bonding on the 26th of August. It had a peak, and since then, the community behind it, even though it's not bonded, have continued to hold on to the token and waiting for a larger amount of volume and interest to come back into Sui ecosystem. Essentially, what's happening here with Aqua. So yeah, I do think that once we get rolling with higher volume inside of the Sui ecosystem, then we're going to see coins like Aqua and Moonbags bond quite quickly. So that's why I'm holding it for the Moonbag, essentially, right? What was I talking about again, though? Oh yeah, I was talking about the comparison between Sui and USDC. Yeah, so in price comparison to Sui, we're actually doing really well. Sui Trump is holding up very strongly against all other meme coins, in my opinion, apart from some are pumping and going up, but definitely it's a great chart, very strong. Like, look at that. That's against Sui. That's how we've been battling against Sui, or comparing to if you'd have bought Sui coin or if you bought Sui Trump in the past year. Our birthday, by the way, is 18th of October or 16th of October, somewhere around then. So it's coming up quite soon. We're gonna have to have Sui Trump birthday, of course. You can see we're still very, very much looking great, and we just need to get the Sui decks out, and we're going to see this rocket even more with our buy and burn, which we haven't mentioned on the stream, but Sui Trump is going to get bought and burned with the fees from Sui decks. 40% of fees on Sui decks are going to buy and burn Sui Trump, and you're going to get third largest reward pool with Sui Trump LP. So there you go. Will there be an official whitelist form or application for tokens to be added to Sui decks? Yes, we already have one up on the site. We had applications from a bunch of projects, which we will be adding in phases. I remember one of them that I really I'm considering is Boombots, which also is a great project on Sui. So many have applied. It's just about getting the platform out first. That's the main thing. That's all I'm focusing on. Get it launched. That's it. Launch Richie. Launch it, Richie. Yes, I know. Cool. I'm holding my Aqua. Good. Sui Fart Coin will Sui Fart Coin. Fuck my life. Sui Fart Coin will reverse and be a solid buy this bull run. Yeah, Sui Fart Coin on. There's a lot of fart coins. Probably it will be the fart narrative will take off. We have Aqua fans even here, right, on stream. So even though Aqua isn't bonded and its market cap is very small, we do have quite a lot of holders. Poop jokes are not my favorite, but they are a solid number 2. Thank you, Colin, for that dad joke. Very good. Fart coin on all chains in millions, so Sui will catch up. Yeah, the logic is sound logic there for sure. So Sui Trump. Oh, and one more. Based on Sui Trump's current price, how much will be burned for each million going through the farm? Ooh, you caught me there. I'm going to have to run that through my AI. I have a whole programmed AI about Sui Trump and Sui Dex. Let me check. Based on a market cap of 1.4 million, 40% of all fees, buying and burning, circulating supply, 10 billion. How many? Per million. All right, so I just asked my agent, based on the market cap of 1.4 million and 40% of all fees buying and burning Sui Trump, so with a circulating supply of 10 billion, how many coins will get burned per million TVL? So this is saying, always gives the long answer, doesn't it? Just give me the moment for every 1 million TVL. What's that mean? Looking like 100 to 150 million Sui Trump will get burned. But that might be off because we have variable fees. Not bad. 21,000 Sui's worth. That's running the quick assumption maths. I think it's more, to be honest, because we have different variable fees as well on pools. You know, the meme pools have higher fees than the blue chips, and of course the victory pool lowest. So like it's variable fees. The more people are using, for example, the Sui USDC or the meme pools, then we get higher fees, which means higher Sui Trump burn and higher amounts of victory coming into the token locker, and higher amounts of Sui coming into the token locker to reward our revenue sharing stakers in Sui farm as well. Because if we come here to token locker, what happens here is the token locker is our way of preserving the value of victory coin. Because of course, you know, the way it works is you come to the farm, you pair up your asset. So for example, we're going to go with the, Sui Trump Sui, for example, right? So you come here to the farm, you look at Sui Trump Sui. This APR should be massive, by the way, but it's something not showing right now. I don't know what's wrong. But yeah, I don't know actually, because we're 17 weeks in to, or maybe longer, and maybe 18 weeks in now to the thing, and it's still almost 1% daily. That's pretty good. So you'd pair up your liquidity here. So for example, Sui Trump and Sui, right? Pair that up, and then you'll get rewarded victory coin. You claim the victory coin. What do you do with it, right? So you could decide, yeah, I just want to make a new pool. I want to make pool with victory. Yeah, I want to make victory and Sui, or I want to make victory USDC, and I'm going to farm it that way. You could do that, right? And then you could add those tokens into the reward pool and then continue earning more victory. Or you could think, I'm going to do it a different way. So you can come to the token locker. This is specifically made for victory coin. This is a revenue share model, so you can get the revenue from Sui Dex. Essentially, 40% of the revenue will be shared with all victory lockers, right? So what you do is you choose how much victory you want to lock. So for example, if you say you wanted to lock 100,000 victory coins, right? and you decide how long you want to lock them for. You can lock your victory for 1 week, which means it's locked for 1 week, and then after 1 week, you get all of your victory back. While you're locked, you also get victory and Sui rewards. You can be locked for 3 months, which gives a higher multiplier, a 2.5% multiplier on your APR there. You can lock for 1 year, which is a 4x multiplier, or you can lock for 3 years, which is an 8x multiplier on your victory, right? Now, the way I've designed this farm is that we have two different, essentially there are two different ways of earning tokens. You can either stake your LP or you can stake your victory, right? Now, over time, over the weeks, the 3 years that this platform runs for, what you're going to see is that more APR is going to be coming in here and less APR is going to be in the LP pools. So we're going to be moving a percentage of the APRs out of the LP pools and into the single stake as we get going through the years. So I'm talking 6 months to 1 year, 1 year to 2 year, right? You're going to see a significant change there. Meaning that people who are going to be, for example, locking for 1 year or 3 years will start to see higher APR on their stake the longer that this goes on for. Longer pays better, right? So you're essentially delaying gratification by holding your victory coin. This is designed to add continued value to victory because, of course, the more people who lock the coin longer term means that there's less in circulating supply, which means that less can be sold onto the open market, which is great, right? At the same time, it's adding, it's incentivizing people to do that by giving them higher APR over the long term is how this works, right? So once you lock your victory, you can then see in your lock, you're going to have, here I have, for example, a 3-year lock over here on the right. We have 100,000 victories staked. I still have 997 days remaining. It's 8% complete. And what I'll see is victory pending is 31,000. So I'm getting the victory here. And we have claimable epochs of Sui, which will be coming in as well, which should be hitting 17 epochs with Sui coming in, but I'm going to have to ask them why. Where's my Sui? Essentially, we were testing that yesterday. The easiest way we can see to do the Sui is to do it in claimable epochs because of the fact that the Sui is coming from the fees generated by the farm, right? So what we need to do is then take the fees, sell the fees into Sui, and then send the fees to all victory stakers and also to buy and burn the Sui Trump. 40% buys and burns Sui Trump, 40% gets turned into Sui and is rewarded to the victory stakers, right? So we're thinking to do it in claimable epochs. Essentially, every week we will send the Sui into the token lockers accounts, right? And then you can just claim your Sui by clicking Sui here, and then you get your payday. So we'll essentially have a Sui payday running on SuiDex as well, which will be really fun. What do you expect starting TVL to be with SuiDex? Are there any confirmed large whales going to plop a pile of liquidity into the protocol? Oh yeah, good point, Colin. Okay, so we have a question. I've taken ages to answer this. I'm going to have to find it. Mr. Furley's still dead. Oh my God, what happened to him? So this is from Mr. BRW. Quite interesting question. Well, let me find it. So this would be whale behavior, essentially. Where's this question? Try to find it. Okay, yeah. Richie, I'm not going to be able to be on the live. Will you please answer this question for me on the video? I have hundreds of millions of Sui Trump tokens. So to put that into context, hundreds of millions of Sui Trump tokens is, so 100 million Sui Trump tokens currently is $14,000. So probably 20, 30, 40,000, $50,000 worth of Sui Trump tokens. Okay, good to hear. And he's already bought $3,500 worth of victory in the private raise. So that's cool. Good to hear. So he's got loads of those tokens. And he's got about $18,000 worth, $20,000 worth of USDC. Okay, so he's got a lot of big bags, like Colin's saying, confirmed whale, ready to go in. So that's ready to go in with roughly 80 to 100K, okay, into Sui decks. Good. I know this guy. We've already, we've run together on many projects. Some of them that I've launched, some of them that I've talked about in the past. And yeah, he likes to go big. He has big balls, right? Can you use me as an example to state what the best play would be to earn the most with these holdings? What I'm really curious about is that my Trump token is worth 3 times what I have in USDC. So what can I do with it in order to earn the maximum amount? Okay, so he's a pretty good example, actually. So let's break that down. So he has Sui Trump token. So this is an example of what you can do. So if he has, 100, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, say he has 100 million or 200 million Sui Trump token. Okay. And then, of course, if you want to roll in the Sui decks, everything, all liquidity pools are 50-50. We've really simplified it, right? So if he has 100 million, he's going to need a lot of Sui, right, to get through that 100, 100. Okay. Yeah. So, you're needing 3,000 Sui, 3,100 Sui for every 100 million Sui Trump you want to pair up in liquidity. So, for example, if he had 300 million Sui, he'd need 5,800 Sui, test Sui, right? 500 million test Sui, if you want to know the US, because of course this is on testnet, but we're actually running all the maths works here. It's a DEX. So happy that we have a DEX. Yeah, so you're needing multiple numbers you need quite a lot, right? And he doesn't have that much USDC. So what can you do? So the risk, right? So one thing that you need to understand is that if you take all of your Sui Trump, right? If we come to pool, all right, say you wanted to take all your Sui Trump and you wanted to pair up with Sui, right? So you want to take your 100 million Sui Trump, right? You're gonna need 4,500 Sui to pair up all that Sui Trump, right, with your test Sui. While this is all happening, I'm buying and burning Sui Trump with the fees, 40% of the fees from Sui Dex, right? I'm buying and burning that, right? Sui Trump, which means there's continued buy pressure and burn pressure on Sui Trump coin. And we're giving it the third largest payout of Victory coin on the entire ecosystem, right? So all the signs are pointing to the fact that probably Sui Trump is going to have very great price performance going forward and going up, right? Will it outperform Sui? It's continued to outperform Sui over the past year. So probably it will do that, right? I think. So then you think, well, if it's kept 50-50 in the pool, as Sui Trump is going up in price compared to Sui, that means that your Sui Trump is being sold into Sui to keep it 50-50, just like a concentrated liquidity pool does, right? So if you took all of your Sui Trump and put it in to pair up with Sui, and Sui Trump did as expected, I'm not saying it's going to do as expected, but I think it will, right? Nothing's guaranteed, right? Then you'd be losing your edge in a way. You're going to get very high APR from the Sui Trump pool, but will that APR beat the fact of just holding Sui Trump liquid and then having great profit to sell afterwards once the price is pumped up loads? It's very hard to know the answer to that, which is why I usually, when I'm yield farming personally, I basically split my funds so that I have some on the side that I can trade. If the price does explode, then of course that's instant profit and great stuff. And if it doesn't, then I also have paired up Sui Trump in the farm, which is earning me continued passive income for 3 years, right? So that's the key to it, right? And of course, the more Sui Trump put into LP and put into the farm means that there's less sell pressure on Sui Trump because not as much is on the open market, right? People can unstake it at any time and then sell it, but just the fact of it being staked in the farm means that people can't have access to it immediately, which always adds to less volatility and less sell pressure. So then you think, okay, if you had 100 million Sui Trump, for example, and you didn't have enough test Sui, then what you could do is think, okay, I'm going to take half of that, 50, I'm going to put 50 million into the farm. Then that's going to leave me with 50 million Sui Trump liquid, right? That's where you can hold it and speculate on if it's going to go up or down. And you can trade it, right? If it does moon, great. If it doesn't, then no problem. We have other strategies that you can use. So another way that you could think about this is just keep your Sui Trump on the side, because your Sui Trump and Sui position is going to generate victory coin, right? So you're doing this all the time. You're farming inside of the farm. Let's go to the farm. So you've put that token in. I'm sure I have a position here. Yeah, here we have Sui Trump and Sui, right? So I'm in this pool, right? I've got 4 positions in this pool. I'm farming with my Sui Trump and Sui, and I'm earning victory coin. You can see here I have 8,000 victory coin, right? So that's going away. It's making me lots of victory coin. What I can then do is I can decide, well, I want to turn this victory coin into Sui, because then I can pair up more of my Sui Trump with Sui, and I can continue to compound my pool. So you could do it simply as that. Farm with what you have, keeping some Sui Trump on the side, and then as you get paid victory, sell your victory into Sui, and then pair up with Sui Trump again and compound back in. If you wanted a more long-term kind of idea on that, you could also think, no, I don't want to do that. I want to use my victory, because remember, your victory already gets paid Sui token. So you could then take your victory and you can make a lock. So you can lock your victory. Say you want to lock your victory. Say you had that 10,000 victory that you just made. You say, I'm going to lock it for 1 year. I want a 4x multiplier. You lock that victory for 1 year. And then every single week, every single epoch, which is 1 week, you're going to get batch claimable Sui token, and you're going to get pending victory coins, which you can claim anytime. And you could use those coins to then sell into Sui to then pair up your assets as well. Or there's many things you can do. Or you said also you have USDC, right? He has USDC coin and he wants to pair up something with that. You could take the remaining Sui that you have and you could make a Sui USDC LP pool, because we're going to have very great APR for Sui USDC. Let me just check the allocation points for that. So this is how we're running this, right? We've got allocation points, how much we allocate to each pool to make sure that they get high enough rewards in balance with what we're running. So Sui USDC is the 4th highest allocation pool. First, Victory Sui. Second, Victory USDC. Third, Sui Trump. 4th, Sui USDC. So that's also something that you might want to do, right? So you could just take the assets which haven't been able to pair up with your Sui Trump because your Sui Trump's moon so much, and instead pair your Sui up with USDC and go in that pool, earn your victory, either lock your victory to get Sui and more victory, or trade your victory into more Sui or more Sui Trump or more USDC to continue to compound up your pools. Or we will also have single asset staking of USDC, Sui, and Rat Bitcoin. Single asset, that's right. So you'll be able to come to Sui Farm and you'll come to Farm, right? And inside the options here, you will also have a single stake option for the pools. We have here, yeah, single asset pool right there. So single asset pool is just putting in one asset. So you could just go completely simple, think I'm going to be farming here for a year. I'm going to take my Sui or my USDC or my Rat Bitcoin. I'm going to put it into Sui Farm, and I'm going to earn myself victory coin. And then from there, you can continue to repeat the process of farming the victory, rotating it into other assets. If we go to suidex.org, we can also see this. And you come down to the bottom here and you'll see this little book. So click that book. We're going to make this more apparent, and video tutorials are coming for this. If you go straight to this, you're going to see at the very top here, it says SuiDex strategies. So I have here a couple options here. So we have option 1, which is the infinite money glitch. This has written and images of how you can do this. We'll have a video as well to explain to you how this all works. We have chapter 7, which is Sui Trump farming, how you should farm your Sui Trump. What I'm doing here is I'm creating LP with Sui Trump and Sui. I'm farming, claiming the victory. I'm selling half the victory into Sui Trump and depositing half the victory into the locker. The locker is then earning me victory in Sui. I'm sending the victory back into the locker to compound that to get even more. And then I'm pairing up this Sui Trump I just bought with the Sui rewards to create more LP and build my bag of Sui Trump. So that's one strategy you could follow. Or we have blue chip farming and also meme coin farming as well, which has been updated recently. So you can check all of those as well. Infinite money loop is pretty cool as well. So we'll have tutorials on all of these so that you can follow along and figure out how you want to farm. Brett, good morning, evening, Brett. In your tests, what was your weekly amount of Sui and victory claimable out of a week, and for how long for the amount of victory staked? So this is also just set up for allocation. So I can give you a breakdown of the maths, okay? Because it also depends on volume, right? So how much victory gets staked in then changes the maths on how much each individual person gets in victory, right? The way victory works, the locker works. So I'll put you over to the locker so we can look at that. So the way it works is, yeah, we have 7-day, we have 90-day, we have 365-day, or we have, I'll go to create lock, or we have 3-year, right? These are the options that you can stake your victory with, okay? So to explain that, we'll have multipliers there, right? To figure out the multipliers, it's that we have a set amount of emission that goes to victory and the victory pool. So if you see Sui decks in phases, week 1 would be phase 1, and we run all the way to phase 156, which would be 3 years, right? So the emission from the contract, which is going to the victory pool on the first day, is going to be, let me find that total emission, is going to be 17.5%, right, of all victory that's being sent out. So 17.5% of all victory being sent from our contract to all farmers, yeah, every week. In week 1, 17.5% is going to the victory lockers. 50% is going to LP stakers. 15% is going to single asset stakers, right? And we also have a reserve, which will be used for adding more pools, right? But then if we come to the end of the process 3 years later, the victory percent going to lockers has risen, not from 17% by 3 years. 52% of all victory will be going to the lockers. 30% of all victory will be going to LP stakers, and 0 will be going to single stakers of USDC, Bitcoin, and Sui, because actually that ends after 1 year. The single asset staking is a 1-year program. The farm lasts for 3 years. So we'll essentially be deleting the single asset staking after 1 year and moving that into the victory token locker as well, right? So it means that we're rewarding people to lock longer because you know that over time, more percentage is going to be given to you. If you want to see how the maths works out, it would be here. So here we have the LP. So Sui USDC, Sui Trump, these kind of things. Here we have single asset pools. Here we have victory. Here we have development team, and here we have the reserve, which is going to be giving to the LP over time. So we want to add another pool. We pull from this. We add to the LP percent. Like I said, I want to add 1 or 2 pools every week. So we need reserves to add in, or we'd be reducing other pools to add more pools, which isn't nice. That's not a nice thing. So you can see here LP week 1, and then by the end of year 3, it's down to 30%, but we have 15 reserves. So it's going down from maximum 50, 65 down to 30, 45, right? So it's reducing. The single asset staking starts at 15%, 4 weeks, always the same, then starts reducing down until year 2, beginning of year 2, it goes down to 0, and that's the single asset staking of USDC, Bitcoin, and Sui finished, right? And then victory lockers 17% on week 1, and then going all the way down to the end of the protocol when we are at 52% of all victory going to the lockers. So I can't really tell you the answer on, you know, how much you're going to get, because that really depends on how much we get in fees, right, for the Sui, and also how many people are staking their victory in to then figure that out. But generally, the allocation of points that we're putting means that the victory locker, if I put to, let me check this. 1 second. If we look at just the allocation of emission points, the max lock is comparable to staking victory Sui or victory USDC. So the APR on max lock, even from day 1, is comparable to farming in the highest allocation pool in the LPs. So that pretty much explains how high the APR is going to be, right? If you go 1 year, it is more powerful than farming even with our meme coins. It's almost as powerful as farming with Sui Trump. 90-day is then getting to less, and 7-day lock is the lowest payout across the whole platform. So I would say if you go 3-year lock, of course you're not going to see your tokens for 3 years. It could be locked for 3 years, but your APR is going to be the same as farming in Victory Sui, or higher actually. And then if you go for 1 year, you're going to be a little bit higher than most memes, but not as high as Sui Trump. So that's that. Top notch. Yeah. This took a while to figure out. This, it's a very balanced operation. Bullish. I love the maths. Yeah, I love maths. What about the airdrops? We have many airdrops, but I'm not sending the airdrops until we launch the timer, because then we can get everything really bullish. We have all these airdrops to do, and I'm just waiting to send it all. It's just sitting there waiting to be sent. We have airdrops for our Sui Dex meme competition, which we still haven't announced the winners of, but you know, I've been watching. Come to notifications on X. And Wise Degen, I think maybe he died. Anything from Wise Degen? No. Don't think he's going to be here today. We see, you know, here's a mission from JT DeFi. Here we have from Aqua. He's got one with Aqua and Sui Trump and Sui Dex. They're coming in all the time. I can just scroll down my mentions, essentially notifications and mentions. We can find them all. So there's a airdrop that's going to be sent to our meme makers who are making memes for Sui Dex, which I'm then using and then sharing. So that's great to see as well. So if you have, here's a couple. Talking to an alien.
I stake everything.
This one from Wise Degen with a lighter. I think that was originally made by someone else, but we verify all that. Yeah, Sui Trump copied that one. We have Review Connoisseur. We have here Crypto Jammer. So all these people are making memes for us, so they'll be getting an airdrop. He got he got unplugged. Possibly he did, yeah, possibly. So that's one airdrop that's coming for our Sui Dex meme makers. We have airdrops coming, actually Sui Builders in the house. So we have an airdrop for Sui Builders as well. We're gonna have 2 phases of Sui Trump airdrops for Sui Builders NFT holders. And as soon as we launch the timer, the first airdrop will come on the same day, essentially, right? We have already been talking to Sui Builders, talking to Paste and Memecoin Mobster about, you know, they're just going to pool the holders of the Sui Builder NFT, and then that will then be given to me, and I'll send the tokens. Whoosh, off they go. So that will happen as soon as the launch timer is live. We also have some other airdrops as well to do. It's like there's lots of airdrops to come. Don't worry about airdrops. You know I'm good at that. UUO3. Yes. Good. But yeah, for updates, that's pretty much it. I'm just now waiting for the team to wake up so that we can continue our testing again and get back to doing what we're doing. Just basically stress testing everything and then setting this launch timer. And that's it. If you have any more questions, guys, then let me know in the comments. Happy to answer all and any questions about Sui or Sui Dex. No problem there. We are super excited for Sui Dex. Yes, me too. Very excited for Sui Dex. It's going to be exactly what Sui needs, I think. A little bit of fun. A little bit of fun on Sui. A bit of degenerate, speculative fun. This is cool. So I have this. I did a video on this a while ago. This ring, see my ring? Right. So this is the Kudis ring. This is a crypto ring. What I can do with this is it works with a health app called Kudis. It's on Solana. They won rewards from the Solana Foundation and have sold a lot of this ring. The way it works is they have an app. It's the app, the Kudis app, right? So while you use this app, you earn points. You earn points for walking, for checking your heart rate, for sleeping. You even earn points for sleeping, which is great to see. And then, as you can see here, sleeping, right? So as you use this, then you can use it with activities like running and walking. You get points. Once you hit 40,000 points, you get airdropped about $100 of Kudis token, which is already a launched token. And amazingly, they are launching on Sui as well. So they've migrated their health data to Walrus, and now Kudis are a Sui project as well, and they've celebrated this with the launch of their Sui color sports ring. So Kudis Wellness is expanding to Sui to build secure, transparent, and user-centric health experience from AI insights to blockchain-backed wearables. So you can break it down here, and you can check out their new Sui colored rings, which is awesome. I think they're about 120 Sui to buy, or you can buy them on Solana chain for around about $300. So they have 1,500 to sell of these Sui rings. They're 1,500. You can pre-order it now. It's a nice looking ring. Not gonna lie, it's exactly the same as my one, but it's blue, essentially. You get all three colors. Let's find the price. Price of the ring is pre-order now. 113 Sui currently. Interesting. $357 for the ring, the Kudis ring. So I'm quite tempted to buy one, even though I have one. The problem is, if you ever do want to buy a Kudis ring, issue is with the sizing. So I went and I chose to get a 11 or 12, and they sent me a 13. This ring is very big, so I'm tempted to buy another one and just get it like a 9, so that it's small enough to fit on some of my other fingers. I've got to put my biggest finger, and I've got to pad it in the middle to make sure it doesn't fall off at the moment. So I might get another one. But they're quite cool. Track your steps, distance covered, heartbeat, stress level, apparently. It's got an AI coach. Quite cool. You can find them at Kudis XYZ if you are interested in this ring. And you can also buy the Kudis 002 as well for $349. So this is like a metal one. I'm thinking about I might become a representative for Kudis. I might become a ring salesman and give up on crypto completely. I'm just going to be a ring seller. Possibly. Any other news on Sui? Yes. No, we're going to get into other Sui things. I don't think Furley's YSDGen is going to turn up, unfortunately. Potato Land have merged. That's right. The merge has happened on Potato Land. That means that your tokens, your NFTs of your land can now be turned into provinces. So I made a province. You can see provinces are bigger. They have 9 lands combined into one. This is my one here. This is Silverfield. If you want to merge, you can come here. You need 4 of your lands to make a state, or 9 of your lands to make a province. Once you get one of these, then you can start to build on them, like houses, and eventually you're going to get heroes and lots of other stuff to continue to see how big this game is going to get. This is a Sui-based game. It's very cool. Oh, object changes. What's happening? Ooh. Lots happening. Yeah. Get the resources. Ding. Make sure you boost your HP, Richie. Get to 40k faster. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Also, if you buy the Sui one, just back to selling rings. Sorry. if you buy the Sui one, you get a pass as well. So you're not just getting the ring; you're getting a pass. The pass will give you what is it, like 40, two times experience points. Essentially, you're getting like a double whammy on your ring activity, I think is how they explain it. One package, match suit style. It's waterproof as well, so you can swim in this as well. You can shower in it, you can swim in it. The battery life lasts for 10 days, which is amazing as well. But it is quite big. That's the only thing that I would say is the issue with the Kudus ring. Bit too big for doing like weightlifting or like heavy hand sports, right? Yeah, apparently you get Sui Ecosystem Project token airdrops as well with the Sui ring. God damn it, they're selling me this ring. 2x points boost with sports and sleep for 6 months. So you sleep and you get double points for sleeping. Sounds good. 5 million Kudus token airdrop for joining the season 2. 5 million Kudus. Hang on a minute. Let's find out how much. Kudus is actually, to be honest, doing not bad as a token as well. Like we have a lot of these like node tokens. Kudus is on Solana and it's done quite well since it launched actually. In terms of market cap, in terms of price, yeah, also good. Launched at 12 cents, currently sitting at 8 cents. Not bad, especially considering this market. So what was that? 3 gajillion Kudus coin? How much was that? 5 million Kudus token airdrop. You must be between all. Yeah, because that's $405,000. There's no way you're getting $405,000 for buying this ring. No. It must be between all of them, right? Monthly social challenge to compete with the community. This is quite fun as well. I've been waiting for this. Global offline wellness events campaign and first access to future longevity related services. If you pre-order your ring right now. Not going to lie, those rings look pretty good. I might have to buy one. It looks a great gift for a girlfriend or wife. How does the points work? Points work great. Like I said, the only issue I found is that the ring is quite large. So smaller seems like the better idea. So when you order it, you need to go like lower. Like they have a ring measure kit, which I used, but when I measured my ring, it was way too big. So it gave me I ordered a 12, but I think I need like a 10 or a 9. So I'd say for a girl, anywhere between 8 and 7 is probably the best. Whatever the ring measure sizing kit says, just go like 1 or 2 sizes lower than that. For the points, it's pretty good. Like so far, I've had it on for 4 days and I've got 4,000 points. So I'm making about 1,000 points a day. When I hit 40,000 points, I get sent 3,000 Kudus. So that depends on the price of Kudus. So that's about 40 days of wearing the ring and just doing what I do, sleeping and running, doing things. And then I get an airdrop of 3,000 Kudus, which at the moment is $243. So every 40 days, I can earn about $240 at these prices of Kudus token. Of course, the price might go up or down, but that's cool because I've essentially spent money on a ring and then I'm getting that full access from, I'm getting all the benefits of owning the ring and still then getting paid to wear the ring anyway, even though I quite like the ring. So that's quite cool. They have another one as well. If you don't want the Sui one, they have a normal one, the Kudus 2, which I think you can also buy. And that's 349, this one. This is a little bit different design. It's just steel. It's got no colors on it. It just looks like a normal ring, completely silver. Yeah, you also get points minting your data as well, but you need to wear it for a week and then you can mint your data. I guess on the Sui ring, you'll mint it onto Walrus, which is cool because they'll be using the Sui products with it. You can get this one for 349 as well. But they might have taken it down because it's not working. Ooh, so they're just trying to shift the Sui ring at the moment. Fair enough. I agree with that. Yeah. But yeah, there's no affiliate bonus on this or anything. I just quite like Kudos. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But yeah, so no Furley this week. I hope he's okay. Let's send our love, care for Wise Degen, and hopefully he's okay. And nothing, no emergencies or terrible things have happened to him, and that would be too bad. So hopefully it's all good. Let's send out some positivity to Wise Degen. Wise Degen, get better. Thoughts and prayers, yeah. Thoughts and prayers to Wise Degen. And hopefully for Sui decks, give me 1-2 days. I will have a full update of where we're looking. Like I really just want to put the launch timer up, but before the team have fixed these 2 issues I spoke about, I don't want to put the launch timer up because I don't want another launch timer where we don't launch. It's completely retarded. I did ask them before, are you sure you can launch? They're like, yeah. But no. So now we're not doing it that way. I've taken full control of that. So we just, as soon as I'm happy with the testing, we have more testing to do. A couple hours, they're going to be up and we're going to continue testing. So that's what's happening there for Sui decks. And that's pretty much it for updates about the Crypto Mischief journey through Sui deck, Sui farm, Sui Trump to the moon. If anyone else has any other questions about anything on Sui, get them in right now because I'm going to be heading off in 1 minute. So let me know unless you get another question. Let me know about that. Yeah, social challenge. Didn't see that one. Thoughts and prayers, Wise Degen. Thoughts and prayers. Good. Well then, in that case, I'm going to continue on with my day, and hopefully the charts recover and Sui doesn't tank too hard. See, oh, last thing, we need to start the Sui Trump raffle because our raffle winner once again has not claimed his prize. No, no one has claimed the prize. So once again, we need to set the new Sui Trump raffle. So let me just do that. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, we are here in Telegram for Sui Trump. We do this pretty much every month. I give away free Sui. That's right. I give away free Sui. How does it work? We have a raffle bot inside of our app called the Sui Trump raffle bot. Okay, we're 8168. So now we're 120 Sui. Okay. So what am I doing here? I'm putting in start raffle 120,168. And that means that the prize is 120 Sui. That's right, 120 Sui, which is over $300 to be won inside of the Sui Trump Telegram. If you want to join the Sui Trump Telegram, just go to sui-trump.com or join us on X at SuiTrumpCoin, and then you can find our Telegram from just going to the website. And then you're going to find our Telegram. Make sure you got the right Sui Trump coin though, sui-trump.com. It will look like this, and then you just go up to Telegram here. You can join the Sui Trump Telegram or go to CoinGecko and look for Sui Trump, and then you're going to find our Telegram link in CoinGecko as well. Once you're in the Telegram, then that's all you need to do. Then you just see that the raffle is running. So the raffle is going to run for 168 hours, which is 7 days. At the end of the raffle, one person is going to get 120 Sui. We do have the comment here. we pick more than one winner, so this does not happen again. Just a thought. If I want to do that, I need to completely recode the bot, which I made myself, and it was an arsed code. So if we do want to do multiple winners, then I need to pull it up, get it off my server, and then recode it, then test it, then launch again. We could do it, but not this time, because I'd rather finish testing Sui decks than working on the raffle bot. But we could, in the future, make multiple prizes from it as well, which could be fun. But for now, we're just going to go to that. No more money to buy. I mean, you could simply wash trade your Sui Trump. If you choose like $20 of Sui Trump that's in your bag, then you could just buy it and sell it and buy it and sell it, eating that small slippage on each trade. And then you could just build up as many tickets as you want, really. I've noticed some people do that, to be honest. We had another suggestion from Matt, I'm sure. Didn't we? No. Okay. No money to buy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could just wash trade. So anyway, let's launch this. So that means that one person's going to get start raffle. What's the bot doing? Bot. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, my bot's dead. That's quite strange. Why? What's going on? Oh my god, the bot died. What happened? It's working there, though. It's working just a couple hours ago. Okay, interesting. I'm going to have to now look into why my bot's not working. Joys of Devin. Okay. Well, anyway, the Sui Trump raffle is going to be started today, and the prize is going to be 120 Sui, and it's going to run for 7 days. The way it works is that when you buy Sui Trump, our bot automatically picks it up, and then you get awarded points or tickets at the end of 7 days. Our raffle bot goes through all the tickets and picks one ticket that is the winner of the 120 Sui and announces it in the Telegram. You just have to come into the Telegram and claim your prize. For the past 2 weeks, the winner of the Sui Trump raffle has not claimed their prize. The first guy who didn't claim his prize missed out on 40 Sui, which is about $100 of free money. The second guy who didn't claim his prize missed out on 80 Sui, which is over $200 in value. You missed out on $200 because you just weren't looking at the Sui Trump Telegram. You should have the Sui Trump Telegram on 24/7 when the raffle's running, because that is free money for buying a token which is outperforming Sui token. Yeah, it's true. I'm not lying. This is facts. So you're buying something which is outperforming Sui and is going up in market cap continuously, proven from the past 11 months of running, and you're getting free money for buying it, and you missed it twice. So with that said, then we're going to end the stream. Thanks very much. And yeah, thoughts and prayers for Wise DGen. Hopefully he is okay and no big issues. And I will see you all with good news in 1 or 2 days minimum. And we're gonna get launched with Sui decks. Peace. Be good to each other. And as always, don't get wrecked.